Good evening, folks, and welcome to another edition of the Movie Classroom. For every movie has a lesson. Every Movie Has a Lesson is my website where I do film review with a teacher's eye in mind. My name is Don Shanahan, and I think every movie can teach a lesson, whether it's serious, farcical, or otherwise. Today's Movie Classroom is on it's July's hope for being the R-rated comedy of the summer, and that is Sex Tape. Okay, people, here's where we're at. We have the movie Sex Tape. For those of you who have seen the R-rated Red Band trailer, guess what? You saw the whole movie, condensed into 3 minutes. That's about as far as it gets. The premise is just that simple. Stale married couple gets bored, decides to make a sex tape. They use the Apple iPad to do it. It syncs to the cloud, and because, I don't know, Jason Segel's character has the important job of some kind of record executive, where he gives out iPads for fun. Gosh, wouldn't it be nice to live in that world? It then syncs to all of his linked devices on his server, meaning that his 3-hour epic erotic film with his wife, played by Cameron Diaz, is now in the hands of their friends, their coworkers, their bosses, their kids, their family, and anyone else who has a device connected to him. If you didn't see the trailer for this movie, I'm going to time you for 3 minutes to go to YouTube, find the trailer, watch it. When you do, you've seen the movie. I'll admit, I still laughed. It's still funny. It definitely is not as good as the other R-rated comedies this summer. I thought Neighbors was a lot better. Jason Segel, Cameron Diaz, and director Jake Kasdan team up previously 3 years ago in the movie Bad Teacher, a movie that I absolutely loved. Maybe it's because I'm a teacher and I'm able to laugh at my profession the way cops get to laugh at bad cop movies, but this one is way off the mark from being as funny or as darkly humorous as Bad Teacher. It's missing a lot of pieces to it. It was more fun last time when Cameron Diaz got to play something a little bit more non-just hot girl. You know, she can kind of play. She always plays the bubbly ditz. It's nice. It was cool to see her last time play something more evil and sinister and just a little more twisted. Here, this is so clean-cut married couple that it just isn't risky. You know, you're looking. This movie kind of advertises itself to be kind of that daring, kind of sex comedy thing along the same lines as, the American Pies and the things we think of in the past, but, 40-Year-Old Virgin, but it just doesn't have it. It's actually really tame and really weak for being an R-rated film. Goes in a lot of weird directions. I think more jokes miss than hit. It's disappointing. I had decent hopes for this movie. I can't say high hopes, but I had decent hopes. In terms of review, the thing will only get a 2 out of 5. Sorry, but it's just, this one can wait for fans only on DVD and Blu-ray. Don't waste your time in the theater. If you really want to laugh at all the good parts of this movie, like I said, go to YouTube, spend 3 minutes, watch the R-rated Red Band trailer. You get everything you're going to get. Let's get to the very simple, very quick lessons. Alright, lesson number 1 covers pretty much the obvious cliche we see coming a mile away, again, thanks to the preview, but the idea of the sex lives of parents after having kids. Jason Segel and Cameron Diaz's characters met in college, fell in love, were just that hot, typical 20-something couple that had a blast everywhere they kind of went, had sex everywhere they went, just that kind of wonderful young fantasy that is there. But now they're married 10 years later with 2 kids, and they just don't have time for that anymore. The good news is, even though they don't have time to have sex, they still very much love each other. I think we've seen a lot of movies where once the spark of marriage goes, we see that whole idea of looking elsewhere or being bored or not, the potential divorce. These two are staying together. It's just a matter of finding that spark they're missing. So we get an angle towards the idea of what our parents or even your own sex life is after you have kids. Okie dokie. Lesson number 2. To avoid, and again, we get to be farcical as much as we get to be literal and deliberate with these lessons, and at least the way I do it is Alright, to fix the entire problem of where this movie goes is, and that is the ugliest K I've ever written in my life. Let me edit that one for you here quick. It is know the capability of your technology. For goodness sakes, know your stuff. If we can hand 4-year-olds devices and they can run it better than us, if you're going to do a big cloud syncing thing, know where that goes. If you're going to do this kind of thing and have more private information and you know, private things that you do create and save in your technology, lock it down, lock it up. You know, set up some intentional boundaries. Set up some privacy settings. Don't put that filthy stuff where wandering eyes can see it on families' devices or shared devices. You're allowed to be kinky and do your thing with whatever you want to do, but keep it someplace else and know how you lock it up. Come on, it's 2014. We know how to do this. All right. To celebrate for lesson 3. Let's have a little fun with where the movie had fun. I'm going to reference the 1972 Alex Comfort book, The Joy of Sex, which, if it's on your parents' bookshelf next to the encyclopedias, you had cool parents. Because in 1972, Alex Comfort created a seminal illustrated book and manual towards having, obviously, as you can see here, the joy of sex. It is was one of those sexual revolution kind of bestsellers of the 1970s. The characters here pull it off the shelf with the goal of being able to do every pictured position in it for their sex tape for 3 hours. So we can just go right ahead and say that The Joy of Sex is a timeless instructional manual. Let me clear those pieces up here. Here we go. It's a timeless instructional manual for all things sex. Folks, if you need inspiration or if you need smart, old school intelligence, go to Amazon. They still sell the thing. Lesson 4, and let's close this up. Finally, lesson number 4 is the sage wisdom of a comedy cameo by an uncredited actor, which I won't give away here, but he delivers kind of the mantra and lesson of the movie, and it's kind of the inspiration that kind of puts our couple back on the right track, and that is remembering, and forgive the crudeness of where this is going, why you blank 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 in the first place. For those of you who can read where this is going, the F word's there. For those of you who are maybe members of the people who are visually impaired, the F word's there. This crude quote and mantra from our guy is the idea of that. Remember, why you make love in the first place. You make love to someone that you love. Simple as that. The idea is that, the partner that you choose is what makes this whole act exciting in the first place, which makes it worthwhile. Some people who don't have the most spicy or huge or all-encompassing sex life might forget that, or people who devalue it to the point where it's just the F word and it's not intimacy, as the book of Joy of Sex might tell you in one way. The idea behind remembering why you chose this person to be the one that you have this with, and the idea that what made it special is always going to make it special. You just have to find that place again. So, aww, F word and still in the queue. That's about as deep as this movie is going to get. Sex Tape is a lackluster summer comedy. I wish it was better than it was, but I can't give it a good endorsement. I hope you find something else to watch this summer. In saying that, let me close this up. My website, one more time, is www.everymoviehasalesson.com. Go there for all my film reviews. Read the full written review I've done for Sex Tape, which spells this all out a lot better and a lot smoother than it does here. Remember, these are the movie classrooms where we just try to boil it down to the core. Enjoy your time, enjoy your internet, find my website. Thank you very much, everyone.